Hi, welcome back to this week's episode of Gay Travel for the Rest of Us. I'm Scott with Rainbow Getaways, and each week I bring to you the latest travel news and bring it to you from the perspective of a gay man who does not quite fit into this typical gay stereotype. Now this week there has been a lot of developments in the travel world, starting out with the CDC. If you've been following along for the last few weeks, you know that the CDC has been slow to develop a response for cruising as well as other return to travel now that the COVID-19 vaccine is in regular supply. While last week the CDC did announce that those who have completed their vaccine treatments and have waited the 14 days after the final dose are low risk for resuming traveling, they have not yet come up with a solid answer for the cruise lines to get them sailing out of the U.S. ports. The cruise lines have responded by trying to apply pressure as well as making alternative plans to sail from the islands of the Caribbean. As a result, this has created a lot of lost revenue for the state of Florida, as well as those who are employed in the cruise line and those that support the cruise line industry. Because of this, Governor DeSantis of Florida has sued the CDC to come up with a better plan to get cruising underway. ASTA, or the American Society of Travel Advisors, has joined in on the lawsuit, stating that it is time that the CDC has updated their policies and allows cruising to resume, given the fact that just about every other element of normal life has resumed in some capacity or another. Over the next few weeks, I do expect us to see some additional news coming from this lawsuit as it starts to make its way through the courts, and so stay tuned and I'll bring you updates as they occur. Speaking of the cruise lines announcing that they will begin sailing out of the Caribbean islands, Norwegian Cruise Line has joined the pact and will be sailing out of Montego Bay in Jamaica starting this summer. In addition to NCL sailing out of Jamaica, Viking Cruises has announced that they will be doing a limited time sailing from the island of Bermuda. This is a round-trip Bermuda cruise which takes you to 3 different cities that overnight in 2 of them, as well as spends 2 days in the Atlantic Ocean cruising. Viking Cruise Line is a very small ship. However, it is a fantastic product that's been around for a couple of years now. If you're interested in learning more about Viking Cruises, head over to rainbowgetaways.net and click on See Getaways. Virgin Voyages has also delayed the sailing of the Scarlet Lady from Miami until September. This is partially in response to the CDC not providing specific guidance on how to resume cruising, or in Virgin's case, actually start cruising. But they've also announced that they will be sailing out of the United Kingdom for the month of August. This is a great opportunity for the travelers out in the United Kingdom to get onto the Scarlet Lady before Americans do. While I'm a little jealous about it, I am happy to see that Virgin is going to start being able to work out some of the kinks that go with starting a brand new cruise line. And I'm hoping that a lot of those kinks will be worked out by October 15th once I'm able to join them on a cruise. Sticking in the cruising world, Disney Cruise Line has announced that Minnie Mouse will be the captain of the brand new ship Disney Wish. She will adorn the bow of the ship just like Mickey has on all the other ships, and this is the first time that Minnie has been raised to this level, and it's exciting to see that they are embracing diversity across their brands and not just giving it lip service. They are actually celebrating women in command positions, and I look forward to seeing what else the Disney Wish brings in that world. And lastly, in the cruise world, the Crystal Symphony has announced that they will be sailing out of St. John's, Antigua in August, which brings us up to just about every major cruise line sailing in the Caribbean instead of U.S. ports. So going back to my first topic of this episode, the CDC really does need to figure out how to get ships sailing out of American ports so we can start to see an improvement to our own travel economy as well. While Governor DeSantis has been the hero of the cruise line saga, he is coming out as a villain of the vaccine passport. For those of you who are not familiar with the vaccine passport, it is a way to let officials know that you are fully vaccinated, such as the little card that everybody receives once they're vaccinated, but on a phone or in another format, so that you can travel with it a little bit easier. DeSantis has said that this is not something that Florida is going to require, and he has come out to ban any businesses who want to enforce it themselves. So while he is a Republican that is supposed to be pro-business, he is coming out against his own stance and is penalizing businesses for operating the way that they want. So much for free enterprise, unless it suits him. We're also seeing the car rental shortage that initially started in Hawaii starting to impact the rest of the world. If you are thinking about traveling in the near future or through the end of the year and will need a rental car, I definitely encourage you to start looking at picking that up sooner rather than later, because there is a drastic shortage of supply for rental cars. This is because back in 2020, all of the car rental companies started selling off their inventory in order to avoid financial default. Because travel has picked up, there is an increasingly large number of people who need rental cars. And in Hawaii, for example, we are seeing prices averaging out at about $1,000 a day. And this is carrying down into small towns in Texas and across the rest of the world. So please, if you do need a rental car, reserve it sooner so that you can at least have a chance at getting one. Earlier this week, the volcano on St. Vincent erupted, which has left a lot of people in need of immediate evacuation. 3 different cruise lines are the white knight of the island, with Celebrity, Carnival, and Royal Caribbean sending in ships to help evacuate those that have been displaced by the eruption. Ending here in Florida at Disney World, Disney has begun to relax their mask policy, specifically allowing those taking pictures to be stationary away from others to remove their mask for the duration of the photo. This is a major improvement because before you were not able to get any photos taken without your mask, and if you tried to remove it on a ride or for a PhotoPass cast member, they would not actually give you the photo. I'm hoping that this is a sign that by this summer we're going to see some more relaxed policies from Disney, perhaps reducing some of the spacing in the lines, as well as getting additional attractions and features reopened. Thank you for joining me today. If you have not yet checked it out, go to bearsgetaway.com, that is bears as in plural, getaway.com, to check out the first annual Bears Getaway Cruise for charity on the Celebrity Edge. We will be supporting the center in Orlando, giving $50 per cabin booked, as well as having other opportunities to support the center over the next year. So please feel free to check it out. If you have any questions or if you're interested in joining us, you can schedule a consultation with me on the website, and I'd be happy to discuss and answer any questions that you have. Thanks very much for watching this week's episode of Gay Travel for the Rest of Us. I hope it was as informative as I would like it to be for you. If you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Also, if you liked what you saw, please like this and subscribe to the page so that I know that I'm doing this for somebody that enjoys it. Otherwise, I will see you next week, and remember, keep it happy, keep it classy, and keep it gay.